Is Marc Guehi the solution to our centre-back issues? We just sold Jarell Quansah. Terrible mistake in my opinion. I really don't like that we've done that. We need another defender. Is it Marc Guehi? Will we get him? Will we lose Ben Doak? There's lots to talk about. Let's get into it. Crystal Palace respond to Liverpool's 30 million plus player exchange offer. Crystal Palace are unlikely to agree a swap deal which would see Ben Doak included in any move for Marc Guehi to join Liverpool. So is it that Crystal Palace just don't want to sell Marc Guehi, but he's only got 1 year on his contract? Is it wise to keep him and let him go on a free? You want to get some money if he's going to go. So is it instead that they're holding out for a lot more than 30 million, 40 to 50 million, and they just don't want Ben Doak? According to former Man United and Blackburn chief scout Mick Brown, who remains very well connected apparently, Oliver Glasner side are sticking to their valuation. And I think that valuation was somewhere between 40 and 50 million, wasn't it? While the Eagles, Crystal Palace, have a long-held interest in Doak, there is a feeling that any swap deal would also have to include a significant cash sum. Alright, so what is the valuation that Crystal Palace is putting on him? Because if they like Ben Doak and they put 40 to 50 million on Guehi, they don't value Ben Doak at 10 to 20? Because we're saying 30 million plus Ben Doak. Brown told Football Insider on 24th of June that Liverpool must pay 15 million for Guehi. Alright, so it's 50 million. So we're saying 30 million plus Ben Doak, who you value, who you're excited about, who you've been tracking for the last year. And we're saying he's a young, exciting talent. You can have him for 20 million. 30 million plus a 20 million valuation player, 50 million in total, which is what Crystal Palace want for Marc Guehi. Why would you not be interested in that? It doesn't make sense. I'm sure a swap is something Liverpool would like to do. They want to sign Guehi and Palace are interested in Doak. So on the face of it, it might make sense for the two players to switch clubs. It won't be as easy as that though, because the value isn't there for Palace. Liverpool want 30 million if they're going to sell Doak. So they could say to Palace, we'll give you 30 million plus Doak and value that as a 60 million deal, right? Yeah, okay, I'm on board. Logically, that makes sense. But from a Palace point of view, if they don't think he's worth 30 million, the deal doesn't make sense. They would rather take 50 million up front because then it's money in the bank. Yes, but then if you go and spend 20 million of that on a right winger, you're still only getting 30 million. And you're telling me you don't value Doak at 20 million. Why have you been tracking him then? Because in this market, Doak surely is worth 20 million minimum. He's a young, British, homegrown right winger. And I'm not saying British because that's something special about being British. I mean, clubs have a quota. They have to have a certain amount of homegrown talent. And so with Doak being British and homegrown, that ticks that box. He says, I think Crystal Palace have got the stronger hand because ultimately it's Liverpool who want Guehi. So Palace can demand whatever they want for him. No, they cannot. We're not going to pay stupid odds for him. And the reason why we're not going to do that is because there's another article here where we are front runners to sign a monster defender that is not Guehi. So let's see what that is about. Liverpool are reportedly plotting an offer for around 50 to 55 million for an RB Leipzig defender, Castello Lukeba. I don't know much about this lad, do you? Let me know if you follow Leipzig, if you follow the Bundesliga, if he's good, give me a little review. Caught Offside reports that Reds are positioning themselves as frontrunners to sign Lukeba, who is one of Europe's brightest defensive talents. They are keen to seal a cut price deal for the 22-year-old who wants to continue his development at Champions League level. 22, young defender, wants to play in the Champions League. Wait, we just sold Quansah. Why would we do? All right, I'll save my Quansah rant for a bit later. Leipzig's failure to qualify for the European competition next season has put several of their stars in doubt. Lukeba is one of them, despite sitting on a long-term deal. Liverpool in pole position to sign Lukeba. There is confidence at Anfield over a potential transfer. Arne Slot is thought to view Lukeba as a key part of Liverpool's defensive rebuild. So a price tag, it seems, of 77 million was put on Lukeba by RB Leipzig, but that was a kind of like, this is what we'd like to get for him. But Liverpool believe they can get him for 50 to 55 million. Lukeba's stock has grown at Red Bull Arena and he's got all the traits that could be a good fit for Slot's back line. A left footer. He'd play on Van Dijk's side though. So he'd be a backup to Van Dijk. 55 million for a backup to Van Dijk. Is he good in the air? Does he win his aerial duels? We know what happens if you don't win your aerial duels. Slot yanks you at half time and then sells you at the end of the season. But I love Slot. Clearly, he knows what he's doing. He's an excellent manager. But man, did we have to lose Quanta like that? So here's the question then. We're trying to bring in Marc Guehi. Is our interest in Lukeba, if this is real, a replacement for Guehi, or is it both? Because we only have Van Dijk, Konate, and there's rumours that he wants to leave, and Joe Gomez. We are very, very light in our centre-back roles. We need at least one, if not two, coming in, because we lost Gerald Quanta. When we had those four, I was still saying we need at least one to come in. Now we've lost Gerald Quanta, I think we need at least two. And so maybe that's Guehi and Lukeba. We'll find out in time, won't we? All right, you've watched this far. Reward yourself. Watch this. One of you will win this free Salah card. All you have to do is comment Egyptian King on any video that I drop in July, and on August the 1st in a video I will pick one winner randomly. Full details in the description. Good luck. Appreciate you sticking with me on this video. Give it a like. Do enter that competition. There's only 19 of those cards in the world. One of them will be going to one of you. I appreciate you. Take care. Speak to you soon. Bye bye.